Welcome to the round of Alabama here at the Talladega Superspeedway for the second round of the 24th season of the ARCSOA Elite Series. Truck Tauger's on pole with John Art second, William Brock third, kind of a predictable top three. Ace Vito fourth, proving that he's a pretty good qualifier, Grayson Ace Vito. Fifth for Jake Baskinger, narrowly lost out last week at Road Atlanta. Curtis narrowly lost out last week at Road Atlanta. And sixth, Pericles won last week. Becca Moss has a much better weekend so far. Scott Roush, Madeline Myatt, Bobby Jones, Zayden Davidson, who had a miserable run at Road Atlanta, Aiden Shepard, Zachary Fitzwater, Eddie Shimpadkar, Chris Dodd, Vince Freeze, Ryan Griffin, Dornan Bouchard, and Moshe Gurian. Gurian having a much better qualifying attempt than he did last weekend at Road Atlanta. Noah Hart, Eric Monaco, Roman Rahal, Sean Angel, and Kenny Myatt. Noah Hart's brother just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Kenny Myatt and Noah Hart are expected to follow whenever they decide to retire. Alex Allen, Kyle Bishelia, Vance Caldwell, Marian Shalrot, Tyler Wallish, the Israeli driver, one of two Israelis on the grid, the other being Gurian. Halleck, Lamas, Dover, Vanderpesch, Dunbar, and Dormitory round out the grid in the Menervini. After the round of Road Atlanta, there was a couple of strikes awarded. William Brock got one, and Dornan Bouchard got a strike for their incidents there. Bouchard with a rather silly incident on the pit road, and Brock for ramming into the back of DJ Curtis. We hope to not see any strikes this weekend either. With just one final note, this is the first race of the season that has the engine restrictions, so for anybody that loses an engine, this will count toward that. So if you lose an engine, camshaft, whatever, you must go on to another engine. Remember, you get 6 all year. Let's go down to the race. Trek Tauger leads the field of 36 down to the green here at Talladega, and we're off. Green flag is out, and away we go. Great start by, I believe that's Grayson Ace Vito back in fourth, Tauger's teammate. Already looking to try and pass maybe John Arndt there, as it looks like we've got Baskinger maybe looking underneath Roush there, or I'm sorry, Brock for try and take over the lead of the second row. That's for third position, and it looks like Baskinger's going to take it. Baskinger was really upset that he couldn't win his first Road Atlanta race, and he is right now looking to possibly score a victory today as Trek Tauger leads the field down to the green. As we go a little further back, everybody gets off to a great start. All 36 drivers, that is, as Tauger leads this race here. Gotta be careful though, as this can be a very difficult race on engines and other cars. However, coming toward the end of the first lap, we'd already get our first caution race as Sean Angel comes down on Roman Rahal, and around everybody goes there. There's Kenny Myatt in it, Talia Wallish is in it, and a couple of other cars as well. Jack Halleck was a big person in this wreck here, as you just see as he flies up the track. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do in that situation. This group of cars was going really slow here and very tightly packed as Angel goes around, catches Caldwell and Allen, and just not a whole lot anybody could do. A lot of these guys weren't exactly quick. Bad start to the year for Kenny Myatt, by the way, there, as it looks like both Menervinis missed it quite nicely, along with Kyle Bishelia. And I believe that will be the first engine for Wallish, I think. I have to see what he goes out of the race for. If it says engine, camshaft, etc. from anybody in this wreck, they're going down to their first engine. Is already gone after Talladega, and that's not good. Once you use up all 6, you start getting grid penalties, so everybody's coming down pit road, so that's a tough break for them. And we had a little extracurriculars on track with the 2 FBRs as Kenny Myatt was trying to get to his pit box as Noah Hart was leaving, and Hart and Myatt make contact on pit road. That's a tough break for them. Luckily for everyone involved in that wreck, no one got out due to an engine problem, so everyone, as of now, is going to keep their engines for the next race as Trek Tauger leads the field back to the green. DJ Curtis with a great start over the one of Madeline Myatt back there, and it looks like also Ace Vito didn't get a great start either there, as away they go back down towards turn number 1 again here. Let's see if we can keep green a little bit longer this time, as Nick Pericles now, our Road Atlanta winner, is all over the back of Trek Tauger, and he's going for the lead now on the oldest driver in the field, being Tauger. Older than Kenny Myatt and Noah Hart, Trek Tauger is. Speaking of which, actually, Kenny Myers, everybody seems to be hanging on to the pack quite nicely, even if you've got some damage. I mean, they were a little concerned, though, about the 9 being out there along with Ray Hall. I think Dover was in it, but I'm not exactly sure. Dunbar, I think, was up. Yep, we got our first one coming down pit road. I believe that is Fitzwater as he flies onto pit road. Of course, this pit road's long enough that they don't have to worry about pit road speed violations. William Brock, last year's Talladega winner, is going underneath Nick Pericles for the lead of this race. Or, not for the lead, but for second. This is where things start getting really dicey. You got to be really careful with who you're starting to work with here. And now you got Madeline Myatt, who's desperately trying to get up there to help her teammate out. Remember, Madeline Myatt, last year's champion, didn't score any points at Road Atlanta, so it's got to be something really careful. Ooh, the 3 CJ Racing cars got a little squirrely there. DJ Curtis in the middle nearly got dumped off the bumper of the 15 there, or I'm sorry, of the 8 there. He's driving the 15. And the 25 was a little bit shaky there as well, so Trek Tauger continues to lead as the 1 is trying every way possible to get up there. The Zeos Honda cars have been some of the best ones all weekend with their turbochargers. So Pericles, however, in the Dodge Hellcat is doing the best he can to go 2 in a row this season. I don't think we've ever seen that, where a driver has gone 2 in a row. Looks like Ace Vito's got a problem. Grayson Ace Vito's bringing it down pit road. And that's going to be a tough break for him right there, as also there's another car on pit road. Is that Chase Dunbar up ahead there on pit road? No, it was Noah Hart, actually. Hart with a lot of, because of that extracurriculars on pit road. Bad start to the year for the FBR brigade so far. However, I wouldn't count him out because the big one, well, we might have seen the big one, but we might have not seen it yet. We saw a pretty substantial sized accident already as Tauger continues to lead this race. Madeline Myatt finally gets pushed up past Pericles in second position. This is just going to be where things are going to be pretty interesting because Pericles has no help up there. I don't know where his teammates are. The 82 is, of course, in second position. John Art's back in 13th, and where is Moss? I see her in 15th position there. Or might be actually something around there. So, yes, Becca Moss is desperately trying some stuff to get up through the field here in 15th position. Here comes Chase Dunbar out of the pits. Dunbar had to pit for some damage repair there from his little incident there, and he rejoins the race quite a ways back as BFM not having a great run with the Chris Dodd car either, all the way down in 19th position outside of the points. I don't think any of the BFMs are in right now. The 81, I think, is out of the race, so no BFMs in the points either. No BFMs or FBRs in the points. As now William Brock is trying to go with Nick Pericles to the second position. However, those Zeos Honda cars look pretty content to run 1-2 and just hold everybody off. And now we have our first engine grenade of the year. That's Trek Tauger blowing up from the lead of the race. So Tauger is going to go down one engine there, and we got to see where is the 1 car. The 1 right now lost a ton of time to the leading group because of that. So Tauger is going down to his, he just lost his 6th engine, so that's him done. I'm sorry, that would have been engine number 1 for Tauger. Sorry, not his 6th engine. Engine number 1, he has 5 more left for the rest of the year before he has to start going into penalties if he continues to blow them up. As now, the field is kind of spread out here as there is a group of 5 cars at the front of this field, being Brock, Curtis, Pericles, Baskinger, and Bobby Jones. Basically the top 4 from the last race, with the exception of Brock. Brock was a lap down and was causing issues. So 3 of the top 4 from last week. And I don't know where John Art's actually running in 6th. So it's been a good weekend for those who have not. Oh, we got a caution on track. And this was a pretty big one here as Moshe Gurian gets turned there by one of the Reddit Davis cars. I believe that was Vince Freeze. Up the track he goes there, and you're going to just start seeing there's a pack of cars coming there, and ooh, that's a big hit there by Alex Allen. Miraculously, Allen would be all right after that. Zayden Davidson, Cody Lamas, Grayson Ace Vito would pile in as well. And miraculously, that's all I can say, Zayden Davidson and a couple of those cars guys walked out of their cars from that one. and this was a pretty substantial hit here for Gurian. Gurian was taken into the medical facility for concussion-like symptoms, so we're unsure of that hit there, and we're also concerned about Alex Allen, who was taken in for concussion symptoms as well. So that was a big hit by Alex Allen there, and actually Alex Allen might be going to a local hospital as well for some possible other injuries, so not a great showing there by Alex Allen, but luckily they're both conscious, and that could have been a lot worse. Interesting pit stop move as DJ Curtis and along with a couple of other cars like Ryan Griffin stayed out here. So we're going to see a much different order, I believe, at the front of the grid coming to restart. And all of those other guys, as I take that back, do bring it down pit road. Actually, yes, pretty much everybody except Ryan Griffin and Aiden Shepard would bring it down pit road the next time. So got a couple of cars playing some different pit strategy games up here, being Ryan Griffin and Aiden Shepard for that matter. Under caution, this was coming to the yellow. DJ Curtis and Jake Baskinger would get into an incident there, and Baskinger would go rolling down the track. So this has been a rather silly start to the race here. And Baskinger, under caution, would roll and fall out of the race. A tough break for him, and I'm thinking that's got to be a strike on somebody. Yeah, something big just happened here. And Baskinger, who was supposed to be in the front there? That was supposed to be Baskinger's position. And I don't know what Curtis was thinking or what Baskinger was thinking. One of them turned into the other, and they weren't happy with each other. In fact, they're both under investigation for that one. Ryan Griffin on the last time the pits would be open would pit, giving Aiden Shepard the lead of this race. So kind of a crazy start to this one. We didn't expect it. It's been a crazy and violent start to this race, might I add. And coming to the green, Aiden Shepard would come down the pits, and now you've got the 60 of Halleck blowing up. I'm sorry, of Fitzwater blowing up, the 59 rather, blowing up, so that's going to be an engine off on Fitzwater there as Brock's now in the lead of this race as Pericles is trying to pass him. Oh man, what a crazy turn of events as Shepard had to pit. They've had some radio communication troubles with Shepard, so he didn't pit at all, and now ARCSOA has time to get into the pits because he can't hear his spotter. And now you got Brock and Pericles dueling it out side by side. Pericles got a great start over Brock. And now you're just seeing what these drivers are going to do is, looks like Dodd and the 25 are battling with each other, and it actually looks like Pericles on his own merit on the outside. Muscle Power takes over the lead of this race, and there's a substantial gap back to fourth as Noah Hart's not exactly the fastest car on the track. Neither is Chase Dunbar. Dunbar looks pretty slow as well there, and Madeline Myatt's paying the price for it. And Becca Moss, for that matter. Bobby Jones now is making a move 3 wide, possibly for second position, and he should have help from Pericles here, looking at where the drafting help is going to kind of line up there. There's Fitzwater's going back to the pits, no caution for him blowing up. As doesn't look like Pericles is willing to help his teammate, but not and his teammate does pull in front of the DNC. So you got two. Oh, but now Arndt's going for the lead now. Arndt's going for the lead on Pericles, and that's a pretty good move there. Doesn't seem like there's too much teamwork going on between the two, unless if Pericles is having issues with this car and they want Arndt leading it, because that secondary pack is catching pretty quickly, if you ask me. So Arndt continues to lead the race with Bobby Jones and Nick Pericles in that order. Brock has fallen back to Roush, and now Madeline Myatt slots into sixth with Eric Monaco. Surprise, surprise, Loretta Davis, the least powerful car on the grid, in seventh position with Dornan Bouchard in eighth, who's already on a short leash after his incidents at Road Atlanta on pit road. Ninth is for Padcar and 10th is for Moss. So now here comes Bobby Jones looking to maybe set up a move as now Roush has gotten by Brock there. However, Brock's trying to now defend his old car. Here comes Bobby Jones down low now on John Arndt. Now Arndt's all by himself on the outside, so Arndt doesn't have a whole lot of help here. However, his teammate who can't help Arndt now is going to try and hurt over Bobby Jones by going in the down low beneath him and take the lead himself. However, Jones shuts the door on him a bit there. However, Pericles' nose is quite frankly there. Now, what's the 2 going to do? Jump into the middle and help his teammate, or is the 2 going to stay down with the 82? Looks like he's staying down with the 82. However, the 82 backs off the throttle and loses a lot of momentum down there. Wonder what that was about. Now Bobby Jones now once again is trying for the lead. Or trying to at least get the lead. Bobby Jones versus Arndt. Now you got Roush there as well. Roush looks very competitive. Actually, everybody in this lead pack looks pretty competitive right now. It's a long way back though to Padcar, Dodd, Hart's a lap down, Vanderpesch, Ray Hall, etc. Oh, Dormitory's blowing up the 78 car, so he's going to get another engine. He's going to lose one of his engines there with Fitzwater and Tauger. So, looks like there's a couple of drivers who aren't exactly right now looking the best on their engine usage. Scott Roush now is trying down low on the inside of Bobby Jones here. He doesn't have a teammate really to help him, however, Silver Speed driver Nick Pericles is willing to shove him. There is a big manufacturer's race a little further up here, but now it looks like Jones is going to try blocking here. And I'm wondering if the 82 is going to try and work with the 83 and maybe the 84, because now Moss is in this lead pack as well. And now here comes the 25, looking, but not going to get it there. He doesn't, he has Bouchard. Scott Roush has Bouchard in this lead pack as a teammate, so he does have some help, albeit he's not going to be helping him anytime soon, because Bouchard's at the back of this little pack. And now, here comes John Arndt on the outside trying to get up and get going there with Madeline Myatt. Myatt doesn't have a teammate in this race, I don't think, either, because I think the 11 fell out. Yeah, the 11 fell out. So now, Myatt's the only Zeos left in the field, and we thought Zeos was going to romp away with this win. However, Tauger couldn't keep the engine under him, and, well, Ace Vito was involved in a pretty serious wreck. And, ooh, looks like we got some separation in this pack now. Now John Arndt now is going for the lead with help from Scott Roush down low. So you've got 4 different cars from 4 different teams battling for the lead right now. Just trying to help each other out right now at this stage. Vanderpesch is the first to pit also on his own. Schallrot's in as well. Unsure if this was scheduled or not. Also Freeze is in, so start looking for the leaders to pit sometime soon. As you're looking, anybody coming in? Looks like, okay, the 82, the 83, everybody's coming in now. Great entrance for Bobby Jones and Madeline Myatt there. Like I said, the pits here are a little bit more open than in the past, as it looks like a couple other cars. Bisceglia makes it onto pit road. That was a good entrance by him. He should pick up some time there. And who are the cars that stayed out? Looks like Padcar is the leader of the race with Roman Rahal in second with the lap car of Noah Hart in between them. Vanderpesch, of course, pitted a lap sooner, so we'll see how that goes. He had a clear pit lane. Madeline Myatt's the first one out of the pits, I believe. Unless if Vince Freeze, I think, pitted a little earlier. Yeah, Madeline Myatt beat Bobby Jones and John Arndt out of the pits, so that's a very important showing there. Oh, there goes Aiden Shepard blasting by. Shepard's on the lead lap. Remember, Shepard's on a different strategy, though. I think Shepard's going to be the leader of the race, though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Shepard should be the leader of the race. Oh, Becca Haddix has grenaded the motor now, so we've got a lot of grenading here. It's quite hot this weekend here, and that's going to slow down a lot of cars on this track here, as cars are just going to start scrambling here. Well, not really. They're all just stuck behind Moss, because Moss doesn't seem to want to get out of the way, and that is going to massively hurt drivers like William Brock, Nick Pericles, Eric Monaco, Chris Dodd, and Kyle Bisceglia. And Becca Moss would actually bring out the yellow flag, so tough break for her, but that doesn't surprise me much when you've got somebody out there that doesn't know what they're doing. And the person this saves the most is Aiden Shepard, because he was going to need to pit and go back a lap down. And Aiden Shepard just got his lap back right there. And if everybody else pits, he might come out of the lead with this thing. Come out of the pits with the lead. Ryan Griffin, Eddie Padcar, and DJ Curtis all took limited tires. Everybody else took 4. I believe Griffin didn't take any tires on that last stop. So Ryan Griffin's in the lead of the race. Pretty good IndyCar racer Ryan Griffin's been in the past as well. Won a race at Fontana recently as green flag is back out again. And away we go, and we already know that Chase Dunbar is quite slow on these restarts along with Noah Hart. And it looks like there's already going to be some separation here because of these two. And just getting up to speed is so incredibly important here, and this is where you just got to start working with each other, as Padcar is going to take over second quite convincingly here, as looks like Shepard's going down low, trying to get going as well. Trying to get by at least Dunbar, that is, because Dunbar we know isn't exactly the quickest car on the track right now. Hart you can deal with, Dunbar not so much. Padcar now has caught the GLM of Ryan Griffin. Those GLM Danikers, I keep forgetting how they're supposed to be pronounced, but I was going by Daniker last week. I have to research that again. Those Danikers are quick in a straight line. However, here comes Padcar down low and one of the most overall balanced cars on the grid, as Padcar in the CJ Racing Chevrolet is now taking over the lead of the race. He won his only other ARCSOA Elite Series race on a superspeedway at Daytona. As here comes Madeline Myatt onto the scene as well. She's always been good here. Somebody's on the pits. That is William Brock in the DNC, leading the race, I believe, earlier. Won last year, has some right side damage from pit road contact, and was got to get that fixed because that was creating a little bit of an issue in the draft. Madeline Myatt now is down low, trying to take over the lead away from Medisham Padcar. And it looks like this is going to be a pretty easy move, as the 8 car is going to lose the lead. And now the Zeos Honda, the strongest car all weekend, is in the lead of the race. Bouchard and Art have worked their way up into second and third as this run continues, along with Padcar right there, trying to now work their way up the order. Aiden Shepard doing a great job as well. Shepard's never won an ARCSOA races. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Pericles and Monaco there. I'm surprised to see the Reddit Davis cars doing as well as they have been. Freeze was up there, I believe, a little bit ago, even though now he is damaged. And I believe Ray Hall, despite being involved in that one incident, was up the field as well. So great to see some of the slower cars, power-wise, doing well here at Talladega. More pit stops have taken place with now Eddie Padcar, Ryan Griffin, Noah Hart, the lap car, Aiden Shepard, and DJ Curtis all bringing it down through. Here comes Madeline Myatt, the leader, in with Bouchard and a bunch of other cars coming in now. This is a very tricky pit road to get on correctly. Oh, look at Scott Roush in there. He slams into the back of of Dunbar, and that's going to be Roush out of the race. And that could be an engine issue as well. We got to take a look. Apparently, it's not listing Moss's one. No contact, was Dunbar slams into Myatt there coming out of the pits. And we're going to see what Roush is going to be listed as. As the more leaders come in, Roush was lucky. Roush was only listed as accident. Now, it did list Moss as accident as well. However, Becca Moss will get an engine, because that was definitely an engine grenade there. By lap 50, Madeline Myatt now has a pretty convincing lead over John Art in second. Third is Dornan Bouchard. Fourth is Eddie Padcar. Everybody's pretty spread out here. Bobby Jones and Chris Dodd are fifth and sixth. Ryan Griffin seventh. Bishelia and Shepard are battling for eighth. Eighth. 10th right now is Eric Monaco. Pericles 11th, and everybody is pretty spread out now on this track. Would hate there to be a caution and bunch this all up. Typically this race does tend to see a last-minute yellow a lot of times. Arndt, realizing he wasn't going to catch Madeline Myatt on his own, slowed down to let Bouchard catch him, and now they are reeling in the one car quite convincingly. As up here comes Brock down pit road again, as Freeze is out there just trying to stay on the lead lap, as here comes Arndt and Bouchard now up to the dominant one car. And the one now is a sitting duck, I think, as well. It looks like the 83 and 88 are a little bit indecisive about what they're going to do with the one. And now the one is going to make a move on the outside of The 05, and it looks like Bouchard's going to get held up a little bit here by the 05. And that's a big loss there for the 05. And the 1 is going to be able to pull away a bit here because the 83 is trying to keep up and wait for the 88 there. And now they're going to regroup and try again. Remember, there's still about 21 to go, so now this group's also doing something similar with Bobby Jones, another car that was really strong in the beginning of the race. Oh, car blowing up. That's Pericles. Pericles, the championship leader, has lost a motor, and that is going to be another strike. That's going to be a 1-1 engine for Pericles. Now the leading 3 are rotating the position as now Bouchard and Arndt have caught Madeline Myatt now. And now Myatt's just got to keep up in this group if she's going to win this thing. She has been the fastest. They are going to need to pit again, I believe, as now they are trying some more crazy fun pit strategy games here at Talladega. The leaders now have caught drivers like, well, actually Arndt and Bouchard. Bouchard got held up by the 9, and the 1 got held up by the 9 as well. And that is going to help out Bobby Jones, Eddie Schempecker, and Dodd, because the leading group is all separated right now, with no one able to draft with each other. Because of this, Madeline Myatt took this as an example to short pit. However, the 2 leaders are still out there, as there's Padcar and Jones also on pit road. They didn't want to deal with the lap traffic, as now Freeze is now going to hold up Bouchard a bit here. And, well, what Bouchard and Arndt need to do now is stay out as long as they can. And, well, it looks like they're coming in. Both of them are. And this is going to be a critical stop for these 2 drivers. A critical stop for them as Shalrop's on the pit road, etc. So Madeline Myatt's back out on track. However, she doesn't have much drafting help at all around her. She might actually... The big question is, does she stay where she is, or does she slow down to pick up Jones? Because Bouchard and Arndt might be working with each other, and, well, that looks like it's going to be the case. However, I think Myatt could leapfrog both of them if she's lucky here. She isn't going the fastest, though. Where will they slot? Where will she slot? There's a car on the inside. I think she's going to be in 3rd by a long shot. By a long, long shot, she's going to be in 3rd. Because there's Bouchard and Arndt coming out of the pits, and they're not even drafting with each other. And actually, this is where the 1 might be able to get the 1 might be able to start working with the 88 here and maybe catch the 83. However, the 83 has a giant pack that he can work with. However, they're slow-lapped cars and not nearly as fast as the cars behind. However, the 1 is faster than the 88 now, is trying to take over 2nd. So, here they come as the 83 realizes this, and he's trying his best to work with these lap cars and pick them off. However, the 1 would be faster getting through the lap traffic, as now it is a 3-car battle for the win, as 4th is a long way back with Bobby Jones, 5th is even longer, 6th is, that's Chris Dodd, 7th is Ryan Griffin, 8th and 9th are Eric Monaco and Aiden Shepard, 10th is Pishelia, 11th is Ray Hall, 12th is Curtis, 13th is Vanderpesh, and that's your entire lead lap right now. So it's a 3-car battle at the front of the field. John Arndt will get held up by Vanderpesh, however. However, Vanderpesh would take the high line there and block Myatt. And now, Arndt's going to retake the lead, which we thought was going to go to the 1. And the 1 is going to lose a position there to the 88 in 2nd of Dornan Bouchard. Bouchard is going for his first victory in his career. With only a handful of laps to go, this is going to be your race, I believe, as well. Bobby Jones is trying to work with lapped cars. So here we go. Bouchard now muscles the 83 up to the high line and is now going to take over the lead of this race, I believe, here. However, this is what the 1 wants to see, is the 2 leaders duking it out side by side. Because the 1 can just sit back and relax a little bit. They still have 4 to go, and these 3 are the only 3 that are going to win this race, I believe. because I believe if the caution comes out, no, race is done. And here comes Madeline Myatt onto the scene. And it looks like Arndt actually got a better run off the corner, and it looks like Arndt is going to hold the lead. Myatt now is going for second position. Now, this is what Arndt wants to see. Is there any lap traffic in front of Arndt? Yes, there is. There is a slow DJ Curtis and Marion Shallrock car, but will they catch him? I don't know. Those two, I don't know. Looks like Bouchard's going to hold second, and now it's just up to Madeline Myatt's really got to just stay behind Bouchard at this rate, just push him up to the 83 car, because Silver Speed winning the first two races of the year, I don't know if a lot of people would like to see that. I think that would prove a bit of a domination complex from what might come. However, it looks like Arndt just has the best car out of the three. However, Bouchard now is all over the back bumper of this 83, and we've seen that by himself, Bouchard is willing to pull out. With only a lap and a half to go, they probably won't catch the lap cars in front here, as Madeline Myatt, I don't think, has the car to win this race. However, here comes the final lap of the race, as John Arndt leads over Dornan Bouchard for the one more lap to go. Here we go, it's going to be, I think, whoever Myatt works with. If Myatt can close in on the back of Bouchard here, I think Bouchard could win it. However, is Bouchard going to make a move, is my question. I don't think Myatt's got the car to catch him, and Arndt is kind of just holding off here. Unless if, well, Bouchard's starting to look low a little bit here, and Bouchard's closing in. Bouchard's closing in. Get the photo finish cameras out, maybe? No, I don't think so. I think John Arndt's just going to pull this one off. Coming out of the tri-oval, John Arndt is going to be 2 races in a row for Silver Speed. John Arndt wins it. Congratulations to the driver of car 83, Dornan Bouchard. Second, Madeline Myatt. Third. Fourth goes to Bobby Jones once he crosses the line. And rounding out the top 5 will be Aiden Shepard. I believe that's 2 fifth places in a row for Shepard. Let's go down to your full finishing results. So John Arndt wins the round of Alabama with Dornan Bouchard second, Madeline Myatt third, Bobby Jones fourth, Aiden Shepard fifth, Eddie Shimpadkar sixth, Ryan Griffin seventh, Eric Monaco eighth, Chris Dodd ninth, Bishelia 10th, Ray Hall 11th, Curtis 12th, Vanderpesh 13th, Dover 14th, Hart 15th, Kenny Myatt 16th, Brock 17th, Dunbar 18th, Freeze 19th, 20th for Marion Shallrock, 21st goes to Nick Pericles. Remember, he only has 5 engines left. 22nd to Roush, 23rd to Moss. She only has 5 engines left now. Dormitory's got 5. Fitzwater's got 5. Baskinger, Gurian, Allen, Lamas, Davidson, Acevedo, Tauger only has 5 engines left. Angel, Caldwell, Wallish, and Halleck are all finishing outside of the points, out of the race. Let's go down to your points after the round of Alabama. So the points leaving Talladega are Pericles and Arndt are tied with 50 points at the top of the grid, with Bouchard with 33, Padcar with 32, Shepard with 32, Baskinger with 25, Madeline Myatt with 20, Roman Rahal with 19, Jones 18, Bishelia 16, Roush and Griffin both on 12, Curtis and Monaco both on 10, Vanderpesh and Dodd on 8, Dover with 6, Gurian with 3, 2 for Halleck, and then 1 for both the FBR drivers. Everybody else right now has 0. So as we go down, everybody else has 0 points, leaving Talladega and heading into Mexico City. So without further ado, we will see you next week at the Round of Mexico at the oval version of the Mexico City circuit. We'll see you then.